We're going to change the back windshield of the Ridgeline today. Join us. Well, yeah, okay. Alright, we got to remove the seats. Now, there's the broken windshield. Broke. So you got to move the panels. You got to remove the panels. They're all held by clips, such as these ones. The one that I had difficulty with was this guy here. As you can see, it broke some of the clips. It's probably due to the weather. I mean, it's cold outside. This one here stayed inside. Put it back. So you get access to all the bolts. There's about 9 of them. And then you remove the seat. All right. So I'm using a ratchet to take out these bolts. They're in there tight enough to be safe, right? Double hand, and then you should be able to get it out. I like to use the ratchet. So I removed all the bolts. Don't forget the seatbelt ones, because they are holding the bracket in as well. Don't forget these guys. These are hooks that hold the back seat into place. I'm gonna just lift it up, the whole unit as one piece, once I take out this piece here. Now, when you're taking out these plastic components, you gotta be very careful that you don't, you just be very gentle with it, because especially in the cold, I'm using a knife. I'm using a putty knife here. There's probably better tools that will safely take it out. There you go. See? Safely take it out without trying to break anything or damage anything. You see this scratch here. So my truck is a work truck, so I don't really mind a scratch here and there, as there's a whole bunch. So another clip you gotta remove. This back bracket here. You gotta remove this back bracket. And I've just realized we gotta take out these seatbelt brackets here in order to get to the sides of the windows, so that we can cut the whole silicone and caulking out. On we go. So I took the seatbelt cover caps off and realized that I'm accessing the silicone that I need to cut right along the whole frame, right there. All right, continuing on. To take out this back window, you need to take out a few more panels. All right, the back panel came off. This bracket here came off. The side light panel came off. This upper bracket part came off. See that? All that there. Now I have a cover, and that thing has to come off. So in order to get your back window off, yeah, you have to just cut the silicone. I used an oscillating saw and a utility knife, an X-Acto knife, and I also used some sharp chisels. That would help get it nice and clean. And there's also these filler parts that you want to save and try to preserve, because they go in, they belong here. As you can see, there's one here, there's one there, and so you have to also unbolt it from the rear glass sliding motor mechanism there. And I did all the silicone cutting from the inside of the cabin working over here. I also loosened the headboard to ensure that I didn't cut the headboard, although it wasn't necessary to loosen the headboard. So save yourself the clips and don't even bother touching the headboard, because you can see the silicone to cut over here. So if you do it gently enough, you should be able to do it without touching the headboard. Now we've reached the point where we are ready to assemble the new glass. So basically the same thing. I got this from the wreckers. You got to clean the silicone, the old silicone off this, and then you have to use the right adhesive. The right adhesive would be the windshield adhesive. I got here the PF225 fast cure urethane windshield adhesive. This stuff here apparently is going to be sealing and adhering the back window to everything that we just saw there. So yep. Alright, so here we got the window. I got the window in. I've dry fit it. You want to dry fit it just to ensure you know where you want to put it. See, there's some screw holes that need to line up with these screw holes on the window. We're going to apply the caulking exactly where it was before. Don't go. You don't want to put too much and have it bulging out, or else it's going to dirty a lot of stuff. It might even drip somewhere you don't want to be. So just take your time. This is a very crucial step. You want to dry fit it. Ensure you have the procedure in mind. The last panel that you took out will be the first panel that you put on, and so forth. Alright. Alright, so I put the glass in, and I laid it on heavy, man. I used almost the whole tube. I mean, look what's left. My plan is to use the rest of the tube to fix these broken clips. I'm gonna lay a big blob there, and it's gonna act like adhesive. So if you want to do the same thing, save some, right? So here we are. It's very important to line up the screw holes on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is just fasten the last item that I took off, which was this back panel here, and just tighten it one bolt, and then run inside and make sure they're all lined up, and then follow through and screw everything together. So after you got the bolts lined up back into place, you're gonna want to test it, right? Just before you get any further, putting all the panels on, and then you go and turn on your car, try the rearview mirror, and it doesn't work. Well, here's our little problem. The harness can't clip in all the way because the wire's not long enough. And see, now this, so my solution, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pull it out of the clip and have it free floating, and then maybe tape it after it's connected, just so I can test it. But as of now, I think it's all installed. I've inspected my caulking, and I didn't put enough caulking, because you're supposed to see caulking flush with this channel here. So if you're gonna do it, I recommend I don't know, maybe putting it closer to the edge, and having it goop out like that is okay, because you can always cut it afterwards, okay? But again, you don't want to dirty up the interior, and when you touch this stuff, I mean, it gets pretty messy, so wear gloves. Okay, so we tested the window and it works. You see how much adjustment they have here? Very important to keep the bolts loose, and you send the trigger to close the window shut all the way. You want the motor to be shut all the way, and then tighten the bolts where your window is closed. You don't want this window pressed up against this plastic part too tight, or else this back window will eventually shatter due to temperature change. I've seen a few videos where that was some of the complaints. This is the sensor, which is the harness that's connected, and you also want to check to make sure that the sensor is registering the back window is open. A light on the dashboard will show when the window is open, saying back window open. And now we're going to continue assembling all of the panels. And this black tar stuff, like, really gets everywhere, so be careful with it. You know, it's dirty stuff. All right.